Good morning, YouTube. Off early, nobody on. Wife's sleeping. I'm going to try not to wake her up this morning. Um, Secular opinion. I did get a chance to see your video you did last night. Appreciate it. It looks good. Couple things I want to talk about it this morning. G-Man. Most of the Frost are Christians. Me personally, I can't say I'm a Christian because I really don't know what religion I do believe in because there is a lot of them. But if you want to go by what I was born as a Catholic, not a Christian. Yes, 90% of them down here are Christians. Von Hilton, you said the Christians never helped you. My God did not help you. Did you forget the flood last year? Did you forget that your road got halfway washed out and you were starving and somebody was bringing you food? Remember that food that they kept bringing you that you talked about? You got live videos of it where they were bringing you food? Guess what, Vaughn? Them were Christians. Them wasn't your gods. That was my God. So let's get this fucking real. Reason my God didn't help you, Vaughn, because you don't know how to pray. Everything you say to our God, you contradict with it because you think you're the God. Your gods has never helped you at all. They are fucking throwing you. You're as stupid as they come, James Von Hilton. You are the stupidest man in this world. And that's pretty damn stupid because I met a lot of stupid people and you take the cake. Good morning, McDonald's. Yes, it does, Freddie. And it is very, very early for me. It was 4:20 time. I had to do it. Been up a half hour, 45 minutes. I already had a couple cigarettes. I already got a Dr. Pepper going. Smoked my morning 420. Watch that secular opinion video with Vaughn in it and G-Man and a few people I didn't know. Hey, Candace, I seen you were in the video. Look Larry Frost up. I'll fill you in on something. You might think you're friends with him, but don't turn your back on him because he will stab you in the back. He's a backstabber. You said you got people trolling you for money. Vaughn will try to troll you for your money. You're sending to somebody $10,000 or whatever. You lost money. Don't send Vaughn none because you'll lose it again. Ask Solar Marshall. Ask J Dubs if he got his money back yet. He loaned Von Hilton a couple $100. Remember? Has he paid it back? Vaughn says, "Oh, I ain't got no money. I'm starving." 32,000. You're telling me he spent $32,000 in 1 week to eat? Oh, people. With what he's got, I could survive the rest of my life. But he can't because he's not going to fix these properties up. He's not going to rent these properties. What's he think? The judge is going to get off the bench and the judge is going to fix his houses for him? That's how stupid he is. Yes, exactly, Freddie. No, they were talking bad about the Christianity, and I personally, and I'll say it clearly, I don't know what I believe. Do I believe there's a God? Yes. Do I believe he created the world? Yes. You know, I think the Catholics, the Christians, and all of us, I think we all worship the same God. We just call him different names. I don't know. G-Man, you are welcome to come to my show, and I sure would love to come to your show. So line it up, G-Man, because I've seen some of the Shanny Rev shows, and I'd like to come and see you, G-Man. So when you want to go live with Mr. Frost, Big Larry's show, you let me know, G-Man. I'm not hard to find, guaranteed, every morning. Von Hilton, you say you're putting everybody in prison. You ain't put nobody in prison in 15 years. Your gods have not put nobody in prison for 15 years, and they're not going to. Your gods don't work for you. You think you're the only one? You know, maybe I should quit worshiping my God, Vaughn. Because I told him yesterday, man, give me that money. Let me hit that lottery. He didn't give me the lottery. Should I quit loving him? Should I quit worshiping? Because that's the way you act. If he don't help you right here, right fucking now, you're supposed to tell him, fuck him, and you're going to go on down the road. It don't work with my God, buddy. My God does not work that way. If he did, everybody would worship him. I mean, if I say, well, give me the minute, how many people do you think in this world right now is wanting to hit that mega million? Just you, Vaughn? You think you're the only man in the whole fucking world that wants to hit the lottery? And your God is going to give it to you? Well, I got news for you. Your God just don't serve you. He serves probably a few other people too. What makes you better than them hitting the lottery? You ain't accomplished nothing in life. You ain't became nothing in life. Candace asked you, Von Hilton, has your parents ever helped you? Have you ever borrowed money from your mom? Have you ever got money from your mom? Oh, and you said, oh, yeah, I did a couple. What are you talking about? Your mom paid your bills for over 30 years, Von Hilton. Your mom paid for your child support. Hello? You're still collecting off your mama. And she's been gone a year. Morning, Tom. Morning, Nate. Yeah, I'm preaching this morning, Nate. I just don't like people putting down anybody's gods. And Vaughn says the Christian God didn't help him. People, when that flood came through, I hate to tell you, it was the Christian God's people giving him food to eat. Remember, he kept saying, oh, they brought me this, they brought me that. Them were all Christian. Them ain't Muslims, them ain't some, they are Christians. I can take you to their church right now. It's 5 minutes away, people. I know what church it came from. Half the Frost family goes to that church. Shows you how much Von Hilton really does know, people. He says the Frost ain't from here. Look up the Hiltons. Look up the Frost. See which ones were here first. I got news for you. It was a Frost. Exactly. Exactly, cartel. You got to invest money to make money, and he has properties to invest in, but he ain't going to fix them up. He's not going to be able to rent them out. They're going to all go bad. They're all going to be condemned, and he's going to lose everything. He says his God's helping him. His God's helped him. His God better help him fix a house and get it rented. He said he won at court. He didn't win, people. To me, that's not a win. To me, a win would have been leaving it with the kids and the estate, taking care of all properties, collecting all money, and maybe even taking care of his light bill and, his $250 a month that he's supposed to get. He would have been okay. But since he decided to fight it and try and bring up a new will and all that, he screwed himself. Because now the estate is not paying the bills. He has to pay them himself. We already know how he pays bills because that is why I got the power of attorney over his stinky punk ass 3 years ago, was because he did not pay his mom's phone bill. He did not pay his mom's AARP. So they gave me power of attorney, remember? So if he didn't be able to do it then, he sure in the hell can't do it now. So they set him up to lose. They know he is going to lose the properties. He's spending all the money. He will lose all the properties, and he's going to have to go find somewhere to live. And Kentucky's hoping he leaves this state. Yeah, phone bill was over $900. It cost me almost $2,000 to have her AARP started back up. He's like, she don't need that. She don't need that. But it wasn't but a couple months later she went to the hospital and got a $27,000 bill from the emergency room in the hospital. Who do you think covered that? AARP. When she was life flighted from the elementary school to Lexington, Kentucky's stroke victims hospital, who do you think paid for it? It sure wasn't Medicare or Medicaid or any of that. Hello, AARP. Yeah, it's almost already gone. You got it right, Cartel. Morning, Maggie. Sorry, I didn't even see you sneak in. Yeah, we are down at the end of Von Hilton. Exactly. I personally say he can probably maybe make it another year. By the time the end of this year is up, the property's going to have to be selling because he's out of money. And all the properties are also and he's saying these houses are worth $50,000 a piece. I wouldn't give him 10,000 for mine. I wouldn't give him 10,000 for, well, maybe the old house. I might give him 10,000 for that only because the girl just had a brand new $7,000 furnace put in. That's the only thing he can do. That his best bet's to sell them all and get the hell out of here. Before I start telling these crackheads around here he's walking around with $10,000 in his pocket. These crackheads will knock him off for that. Altogether, The only one that's worth anything is his mother's. His mother's is probably worth about 125, 135 maybe. Altogether, yeah, I would say that's about it. 200,000 for everything. I don't even think he can get that. Maybe 150. And then he's going to blow that money and he's broke again. You got it right, cartel. He thinks his gods are helping him. His gods didn't help him. They let him get screwed, what they did. Because now all he's doing is waiting. The clock's ticking, people. And the frost has nothing to do with it. And as soon as it does all go in his name, he better sell it really quick and move very, very quick. Because the Frost are coming after him. They are going to sue him for slander. Since you said I stole $2 million, no, I'm going to take $2 million up from you, Von Hilton. I wouldn't take it from your parents, but I sure in the hell going to take it from you. I stole $2 million from your dad. Well, you owe me $2 million then, because I never touched it and you can't prove it. I sent my son to college. Well, then I want you to give me $100,000 to send my kid to college, since you fucking gonna talk shit like that too. Remember, Von Hilton, I got a God too. My God's watching you. They abandoned him a long time ago. Tell you the truth, Maggie, I think that's the best thing to happen. Because now we don't have to worry about it at all. We don't have nothing to do with it. We the only thing that any Uncle Jim, me, Ronnie, the rest of the Frost around here, because there's quite a few of us still here. The only thing we would ever really want out of Alice's house or any of her properties would happen to be the photo albums that Miss Alice owns. All her photos from the time she was a baby all the way up until she was going down to her grave. People, did you all watch the video from last night? He said his mom's 91. Like I told you, he didn't even know how old his mother was. He can't add. He don't know how to do nothing like that. His mom was 94 when she went. I know. I celebrated her birthdays. Ask him when's the last time he bought her a cake. Bought her a birthday gift. Miss Alice was 94. No, she wasn't kitty. She was past 92. Or was she? See, now you guys are all confusing me. He yells so much I fucking get confused. All I know is she was born in 1929. January 18th of 29. So yeah, she might have been, she'd be 94 now. She would have celebrated her 94th birthday on January. So yeah, she died in 92. She died at 92. Sorry. Yeah, where's Todd when we need him? You're right. It was 92. She'd be 94. That's what I was thinking, because I just celebrated her 94th birthday in January. Be honest, it was last week or a week and a half ago. She would have been 94. Von Hilton tells you I didn't celebrate Miss Alice's birthday. People, go to my Facebook account. Miss Alice's birthday cake is on my Facebook account. You'll see how I bought it and how I decorated it. Yes, she was. She was definitely a good woman. Oh, I'd love to throw a part. I want to throw a summer party in the neighbor's yard. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she was mean. Don't put me wrong. She was little mean, people. But she knew from good people from bad people. She was a full blooded Christian. Yes. No matter what Vaughn says. Vaughn, my God, let your mother live to 94 or 92 years old. She's had a hell of a life. I want to know where your mom got them $1,000 bills at, Vaughn Hilton. Because you're telling everybody in this whole world that your mom walked around with $1,000 bills in a jars in her closet. I've been around for 15 years. I've never seen one jar with any money in it. I've seen your mom hide money under her bed, under the mattresses. I've seen her hide it in her china cabinet. Vaughn, tell me how a 7-year-old girl gets $1,000 bills. Fill me in. Tell me. How did a 7-year-old girl get $1,000 bills when her brothers and sisters are right there in the same fucking room as she is, starving? Because Grandpa and Grandma was barely making any money. They lived through the Depression. You think you're starving? Go live the 1930s Depression, buddy. See what starving really was. No, there was never no money. The most Miss Alice has ever been worth is about $700,000. And that is the day she sold the nursing homes. She took all her money. She moved down here. She bought one, two, three. She bought two properties, then bought a brand new mobile trailer, then bought another property, then bought another property, then bought another property. I keep money in the china cabinet too. Yeah, I mean that's where she would keep it. The girls went in to clean one day and they found something like 20 something $1,000 sitting in their china cabinet. And of course, the frost made her put it in her bank account because she don't need that kind of money laying around being that age. People will come in there and steal it from her. And Von Hilton is saying the frost did. People, I don't think the frost did. If anybody stole money from her out of her home, it's Von Hilton himself. And he has to blame it on somebody. He can't say, "Oh, I went in and stole 30,000 from my mom from up under her bed." No, it's the frost went in there and stole money from up under her bed. Yeah, no doubt you would have starved. And never did, cartel. That hint daddy's inheritance. That's hid daddy's insurance. Yeah. His dad wasn't worth nothing, people. I'm sorry to tell him. He can say whatever he wants. I know. I know where his dad worked. My grandfather got his dad the job. He worked up under my grandfather. My grandfather was one of the bosses. Yes, he got more than just that disorder. He got a lot of disorders, Maggie. Yep. I'm surprised to see you on here so early this morning, Maggie. Maybe I'm confusing everybody. It seems like it's been a long month. Well, yeah, if I was Von Hilton's father, I would definitely be disappointed. I mean, I know he loved him, and I'm not going to say that he didn't, because all parents love their children no matter what. But you do really hope that your children do become something or somebody in the world that we live in, and that they're able to carry your name on and, live life to the fullest, is the way I say it. Live life to the fullest. Enjoy it while you can, because God is going to call us all home one day. As long as you're ready, you'll be okay. Oh, it was cartel. It's all been in there. It's all been turned in, cartel. Everything. Frost ain't going to hide nothing. Yep. I'm up early to take my dog out. It's 9:50 here. Yeah, it's 4:50 here. Yep. Well, I don't know. I think they are protecting the kids. They took them out of the house. They're protected. And I really hate to say it, but Miss Alice was ready. I mean, I don't care what he says. 92 years old. She lived a healthy life. She worked her life, all her life. She was ready to go home, people, and I didn't even know it, be honest with you. That whole week before this accident happened of hers, she kept telling me my brother and my dad was here. My brother and my dad was here. And I got a camera, so I know nobody's there. And her brother's been gone for like 10, 12 years. Her daddy's been gone for 20. Yep. She kept telling me they kept coming there and telling her that it's time for her to go home. It's, no, it wasn't to go home, it was to come home. And I was like, honey, it don't make sense. You're already at home. That is your home. You live there. You will live there for the rest of your life. She goes, well, I don't know. They just keep coming and saying I need to go home. Well, you got to remember, Cartel, this is Kentucky. His mom did help him get him a few times. I mean, a lot of it was that he wasn't keeping the house clean. But once everything else started coming out, where you guys, somebody caught him from you know, the YouTube area, and then when the Frost started throwing things out there and telling them that he's locking them in the bedroom and this and that, and it all started falling out. And then they started taking them kids again. And I don't know about any state. I do know in the state of Ohio, if you are part of a children's services, they can come out to your house once every 3 months and do a house check. Well, if they come out and do a house check and you say, well, no, I'm not letting you come in, you know what she's going to do? She's going to go back to her car. She's going to get on her phone and she's going to call for backup. They're going to come in there with the sheriff and look at your house. And if they don't like it, they will step in there and take your damn kids again, which is exactly what happened to Von Hilton because he refused to let the girls in to see the house. He blames it on you. No, it wasn't. When you refuse CPS, that'd be like telling a cop you can't let him in your house. Go get a warrant. They'll go get a warrant, all right. He'll walk out to his car, call in for a fucking warrant, send his partner in the back door, and making sure you're not running out it. And they'll sit at your house until that warrant gets there. And they'll bring 4 or 5 more cops with them. Yeah, exactly. He did lock them up. Oh, yeah. And if he has any more kids by any woman, they will step in. And it will be registered at the hospital. Now she might be able to go to the hospital and have a kid as long as she don't put Von Hilton, or anything up on that. I'm good. I'm real good. Family's doing good. The only thing we're having a problem with now is it gonna snow this morning. Yeah, good morning. We are getting snow. And I can't believe it because they said South Kentucky was going to get snow and North Kentucky ain't getting nothing. Yeah, I woke up early, fell asleep early, woke up early. Hell, I was like 3 o'clock this morning. I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep. So I rolled one up, got my painkiller going because I needed it at 3 o'clock this morning. And I got on, I seen Seckler did a YouTube. I watched it. It had Von Hilton in it. And I figured I'd just get on here and talk about that for a minute. I personally can't, man, I think maybe I need to take morning naps or take a morning off of this show and wait until nighttime and catch one of these guys going live. I want to get in some of these live shows that we're having. I might have to change my picture. I might have to change my voice. I might have to change my name on here. Because if I go in there looking like this, talking like this, Von Hilton's going to know it's me. J Dubs, I'd watch where you're moving to, buddy. I would watch where you're moving to. You better hope you're moving where Vaughn says that you're moving to, the other side of the world. Don't leave New York. My brother wants you. He wants to check out your big green one, buddy. He gonna show you a green one. Yes, everything is well, Cat. I'm just alive and awake, and I'm missing my coffee, but you think they'll make me, Nate? I hope not. And thank you. I'm glad you said something because I was going to say something about that too. I see J Dub said something about me laying here without a shirt on, laying in my bed doing a live video on YouTube. He's complaining about it. People, I've seen him do it. He lays on his bed without a shirt and does videos. So what's he talking about? Yeah. You would make me, Nate? Well, I'll have to make sure I watch what show I'm going into. And I mean, maybe not laying in his bed. I see Dragnut, he does shirtless ones too. So, I mean, but his is usually up in his chair. Yeah, I need a throne. Von Hilton, you say IOU, IOU, IOU. No, Von Hilton, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. You owe me the $1,000 bet, remember? Personally, you owe me let's say a $3,500 computer, Von Hilton, because you're the last man to get on my main computer, and after you used it, it ain't never worked since. I should have known better to let a piece of shit like you get on my computer. So you're paying for that too. Yeah, he owes me. Yeah, exactly. And one way or another, I'm going to get my money. I'm hoping to get one soon, Nate. Yeah, he does, Maggie, but we'll never see that. He thinks we hurt her instead of bettered her. I don't know what he did. I mean, I didn't sit there and watch everything he did, Cartel, but all I know is he come over here and he used my computer one day, and we never used it that day. The next day he come over and got on it, and that's when I was telling everybody that he does have part Indian. Remember, he was yelling about it. And he says that, ask Larry. And I was like, yeah, he does have Indian in because he is in my bloodline. That is my Aunt Alice's boy, so there's some Indian in there at one bit, maybe one drop, just like me, because that's so far back. After that, my computer never worked again. I think he was jealous that I was on the computer and he was afraid that I was going to start going live on YouTube, so he fucked up my computer. Well, guess what? I got me phones that can do it. Barely. My phone can barely do it. I mean, what do you expect for a welfare phone? But at least I can go live on Facebook. I can do what I got to do. I mean, some of you have seen me in Solar Opinion go live where you can't get me. You can get my voice. You can see my picture. But I want to be like right now where you guys can see me. If I blink, you can see me blink. I want to get on there live. I want to become somebody besides a big Larry. We talk, and me and a few people talk about, what kind of shows to do, what kind of things we can do. And they all tell me, you need to learn how to use it first, Larry. And that's very true. I'm scared to use it because I don't want to push no wrong buttons and I delete everything. Yeah, and that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting to get I got a good laptop now. My wife bought me a laptop for Christmas. And that is how I'm doing it right now. I am on my laptop. I want to get another computer one. I want to get a desk one that sits up there and I got my seat and I got my mic and I get everything. I mean, I want scanners, printers, I want the works. Hell, I want some 3D printers too. Tired of trying to beg my brother into making stuff for me. He was showing me some of the stuff he does. He does engraving on glass. He makes t-shirts. Well, he don't make t-shirts. He puts designs on t-shirts. And a couple months ago, he did a Freddy Krueger, probably about a foot high. And I asked him, it's some kind of plastic or something. I don't know exactly what they make it out of. Green screen and a soundboard. Yeah. Well, maybe once I get into a nice, comfortable home and we're able to save a little bit of money, we might be able to. My light bill killed me this month. I don't even know how we're gonna survive, really. We will though. I mean, we'll survive, but I don't know how. I think we might have to go downtown and see if we can get some assistance with our bill. I called my light bill in, $623 light bill, and I thought last month was high. That was 577. I'll be glad when spring's here again. My light bills run $100 a month every month, except December, January, February. They're in the $600 markers because of that furnace. Wow. People, if I really had that $2 million Von Hilton said I stole, that's, I think, what I would really do. I would have a nice little house built. I'd love to have natural gas running to it, free natural gas, where I can heat my home with it. I can cook with it. I can even light my house up with it, like they did in the olden days. Not most houses do it anymore. Now they're using electric, but you can still use natural gas to light your houses. Um, Maybe I don't know if I'd put a windmill up or if I do the solar ones, but I'd want to do something to help me on that light bill. I'd like to have 4 or 5 fireplaces in my home. all running off the natural gas. Maybe a couple of them that'll burn wood too. Yeah, to me that's pretty high. I mean, I don't know how high yours was, Mag, but to me that's skyrocketed to me. You know, you only get a certain amount of money coming in every single month, and my light bill is taking my whole check. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough to pay any of the other bills with my check. Of course, I got the wife's check, but that'll cover some of them bills. Yeah, they're calling for snow today for us. Supposed to be waking up to it. It could already hit the ground. I don't know. I ain't opened the curtains and looked out the door, and we probably couldn't see anyways because it's so dark out there still. Yeah, I mean, solar panels, see if they would. I mean, I don't know how. I hear they got windmills that are powering up cities. So, I mean, I don't know. I might even do one of each just to see, which one does better. If one ain't working, the other one is, or something. I'd love to cut down on my bills. I'd like to have it where I don't have bills. Pay my property taxes, and that's it. Get some good well water, free electric, free gas. Yeah. Just pay my property taxes, and that's all I pay every year. Besides the food bill. And I could eliminate that by starting gardens, but I'm not in no shape to do a garden. And my wife has too much to do besides the garden. We have ran a farmhouse before. We've had gardens. We've had animals. One way or another, our government makes us pay. Yep. Can't you use Alice's jar of money that Stinky said you stole? Yeah. Yeah, I got them all lined up in my closet right now, Tom. Just shh. I can't turn them in yet. Yes. Partly sunny, high in the 30s today. Welcome back to winter. 60s are gone. Yeah, I ain't even drinking coffee yet, people. I won't have coffee until the wife wakes up. I just drink a cold Dr. Pepper, and there's sometimes that I get the taste of the Dr. Pepper and just tell her I'm done with coffee. Don't even need it today. So she'll still make a pot because she'll drink a cup or two. She likes coffee too. Yeah, just some reason I keep falling asleep or I'm doing something, and I miss all these live when people are live and I ain't getting in their shows. But, I can't wait to, like I said, get a computer and get me a nice laptop or a nice computer, nice table, get me a nice sit up chair, make me look like, as you guys call it, the throne. I wear a shirt for Nate. Yeah, I am pretty early. Yeah, now he's probably using Lake Alice water. Morning, Roland. I know I'm early. Real early. I went on at 4:20. Got up early, fell asleep early, got up early. That's what I hate when there ain't nothing on TV Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday nights. I just end up falling asleep early. Monday night, I fight myself to stay up because I'm watching wrestling. Friday night, same thing. I fight myself to stay awake to watch wrestling. But like I tell everybody, I like getting up 5, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Get a cup of coffee and get your butt to work. Yeah, and that's what I got to work on, Roland. And right now, my shows, I mean, I'm getting out there, but I'm not, nothing to catch like that. I got to go a long ways to hit that mark. But I mean, it just matters how you go at it. I mean, somebody asked me yesterday, Larry, you go to TikTok? And I was like, no. But I'm just getting used to YouTube, people. Don't try to get me over in TikTok. I mean, there's people over there in TikTok. I seen it on TV on the news once. Some girl went on TikTok and did a video or something, and it went viral. She like literally blew it out the wall. Half of America watched it. I don't dance, pork chop. I seen the guy jumping off a balcony into some plastic balls, like you find at the little kids thing. I forgot what that one was. I ain't good at nothing, people. I'm not a master of nothing. I just try everything and I'll try to do it and fix it if I can. Or I like to cook. That's the one thing I do. I do like to cook. There's a lot of cooking shows out there, and a lot of people got a lot of different recipes. Hey, man, the strongest wood grows slow. Okay. I think I understood that, Roland. I said, I think. I do love to talk, Maggie. That is one thing I do have. I do love to talk. Well, the tales I try to tell, though, Maggie, I want to make sure they're true. Stories from the Porch 2023. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll figure something out. And that's what I'm saying. I want to figure out if we're going to go live and I'm going to do something. I want to make it, where I can become something maybe. And before I even get started in trying or anything, I just want to thank the people that are here now, the people that's got me finally started on here. Von Hilton, I even have to thank you because if it wasn't for your stupid, retarded punk ass, I would never be on YouTube. I'd be just sitting here watching a boring ass TV doing nothing but playing pool or shooting poker, or, doing what I do. Playing poker, shooting pool. Of course, I know. I've seen that one girl where she drinks her cup of coffee on her front porch every morning and talks to people. And I don't want to really get out here and talk about people and get myself in trouble. But I did call G Man out today. I think that's what they call him. Ain't that G Man that knows Rev and Shanny? That he chased them out of their house or whatever. That Mr. Christian man? I do want to do a live with him. If I can set him straight on the frost. And what most of us are and what most of us think we are and what we. That'd be cool, pork chop. I've always wondered, as smart as the human man is, all the technology we have, why don't we personally really have towns in space? We've had the astronauts living up there. Hell, we can build a town and put it up there. Not no little, I don't want to be in a shuttle. I want a real town where I can walk around. We can make gravity. Yeah. Well, I'm not too smart, Tom. I don't know how to do none of that stuff yet. I just wonder. You know what I mean? I mean, look at our shuttles. They don't look nothing like Star Trek shuttles. When can we build a real Star Trek ship? That's the way I look at it. If we can dream it, we can build it. If you can dream it, you can build it. Von Hilton is a master of everything, remember? He knows it all. You know why he knows it all, people? He's been on the computer since the computer was invented. He helped invent the computer. And then he learned more. Yeah. You know, things like that, they do make me wonder, is there another universe? Can we travel like that? We don't know. Why ain't we trying? I know we're sending them to the moon. I know we're trying to send them other places. And then I hear there's a shuttle that can go up into the orbit, sit there for 10 minutes, and then come back home. What, about $1 million a piece to go? I don't know. I forgot who it was. Somebody just did that. I know you guys heard about it. Maybe they didn't go all the way up into orbit, but maybe they went to, the whatever. I'd love to see what the Earth looks like from up there. Yeah, I like that gray alien. I wouldn't mind going live with him once, too. It seems like he'd be a good show. Yeah, he is a failure and an idiot. Exactly. Even though it ain't his real face, I already know that. I'm not dummy. I still remember Von Hilton telling me that story, people, and I still laugh about that today. And that's been years and years and years ago I heard that story. That was before I even heard about you guys. We were all sitting around out by his mom's house during a family reunion, and he was telling me that he shot at a 3-foot alien. And I kind of looked at him, yeah, where was you? He goes, oh, I was standing right here on my porch. He's 3 foot away from you. You shot at him and you missed him. Yeah, I missed him. He was running. Okay. Then when I finally get on here, I meet the little gray alien. Yeah, that tickled me pink. Yeah, he runs fast. I got news for everybody. I love the moving targets. No, gray alien, I'm not coming for you, buddy, but I love moving targets. Yeah, for one, he shouldn't be shooting something that's not threatening him. How can you miss anything? Literally anything 3 foot in front of you. I'm telling you, people, I don't care if it's moving or not. If it's 3 foot in front of me, it's dead. I am a dove hunter. And you got to shoot like a foot and a half in front of them. You got to know where they're going to turn before they do turn. He had no eyes that night. Because I hate to tell you, I don't believe in him. When he told me that, I was thinking, well, damn, where'd you get that asset from? That, to be honest, people, when he told me the story, the first thing I was thinking of myself in my brain, where'd you get that asset from, buddy? I want some of that. Yeah, yeah, asset, Maggie. It is a elusive drug. I know you live on the other side of the world, so I didn't know if you know what it is. I don't know, Tom. No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. Straight as can be. So I don't. And that's what I don't understand. I could see if he fucking got drunk and hit the fucking ground and did brain damage to himself. But he don't do none of that. Hell, I used to love to drink. I smoked. I partied. I did the drugs. I mean, not the major ones. I've never did no heroin or none of that big shit, but I don't care to. I mean, I found the drug I like. Okay, so you know what LSD acid is. Okay, pork chop. Yeah, and that's why I like to get on here, guys. I like to get on here and talk to you guys. Miss Maggie, she's totally across the other side of the world. She's 5 hours ahead of me. Yeah, yeah, mushrooms are pretty decent too. Love them mushrooms. Yeah, and yeah, I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to leave you out. Yeah, and Tom, he's from, far on the other side of the pond too. And then I got what, Angelo? You're in Arizona, so yeah, you're probably what, 3:30 in the morning? Pork chop, you're right at my back door, buddy, or should I say my front door. Louisville's not far from us. That's about where we're in. We're in our 30s right now, too. 28 to 30 right now. Well, it's saying 31 to me with snow. It is supposed to be snowing out there right now. That's what my weatherman says, but my curtains ain't open, so I don't know. And it's probably too dark to even see. Too dark to see. Yeah, 3:31 exactly. And I'm at 5:31. Well, now 5:32. I've been watching a lot of videos of or it ain't even a video. It's a live view of deer. I think it's Brownsville. I don't even know where Brownsville is. I never found out what state. It just says Brownsville and it said live deer. So I clicked it and I go over there and watch them deer in the mornings. We usually get about 1 inch a year. Yeah, I am in Kentucky. Yeah, we only get about 1 inch. We get a lot of rain. But where I'm originally from, they get a lot of snow. But here we get a lot of rain. But with this weather climate that's happening, you never know what's going to happen anymore. I mean, hell, I remember growing up never hearing Florida got snow, and Florida's been hitting snow a couple times. Texas is getting snow sometimes. I lived down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for almost 3 years. I don't think we had a furnace in our house. We had an air conditioner, but I'd never seen a furnace. We had no heat. If you got cold, you had to grab a blanket. I have to get out and moving. I weigh 306 pounds and I'm eating myself to death. Well, pork chop, get up and start walking around, buddy. Get up and move around. You want to keep them legs going as much as you can, buddy. You don't want to lose them. Promise. I know. I'm going through it myself right now. And I'm under 306. They've got me down to 272. So I've lost like 60 pounds in the last 2 years. But, like I said, I know why I'm losing weight because I don't eat like I used to. I mean, it wasn't nothing like going in and getting a double whopper, a fry, and a drink, maybe a double whopper on the side. Well, that's pretty big for only being 5'7", 240. My cats won't come near me, cat, because they don't belong to me. They belong to the wife. They don't like me, and I don't, you know, they're okay as long as they're doing their job. In my opinion, everything has a job. You got a dog, it's got a job. You got a cat, it's got a job. If I own a goldfish, it's got a job. Oh, so when you're stressing out, you're eating. Yeah, I understand. You just sometimes you got to watch what you're eating too. I mean, there's some stuff that's good for you, and there's some stuff that really ain't. I mean, If you like to eat a lot because you're stressed, make it something more celery sticks, carrot sticks, something that is supposed to be pretty good for you instead of a candy bar or a couple of chocolate donuts or something like that. And that's good. Well, I'm not saying the animals are bad. No, I just like it's costing me money to take care of them. I expect them to have some kind of job. Everybody has to pull their weight around my house, even the animals. The dogs, they protect the land. The cats, they're protecting the inside of the house. Yeah, you just, you cut back on your foods, and instead of eating tons of fries, which are fattening, bad foods, you eat carrot sticks or something. 25, that's not bad. Because of your tallness, to me, you're skinny. 230 at 6'3", you're kind of skinny. You need to go to about 250, 260. Drink more, eat less. It matters what you're drinking, because you don't want to be drinking a lot of pop, because pop's got a lot of sugar, and it fattens you up too. A rabbit's always eating. But yeah, eat like a rabbit. Lettuce and carrots. You didn't have to thank me. I'm just telling you what I think, 25. I'm not telling you I'm right. I'm not telling you I'm wrong. I'm 5'11", so, and I was in my 330s. But like I said, I'm down to in the 270s now. And I told the doctor, I don't think I've seen 270 since I was 15 years old. I was always a big kid. Yeah. Now, water, they say, is good for you, but not too many people drink water. I mean, you could probably add a little flavor water to it. You do anything to weigh 270. Well, pork chop, it's not hard. Honey, I'm sorry if I woke you. I hear you moaning in there. Or did the cat do it? Do you want me to shut the bedroom door? I was bored. I went live. I don't see why you don't sleep in the boys' room since he's gone. That way I don't wake you up in the mornings. I can't do that yet, Cat, because she might be going back to bed. He told me, Cat told me to tell you good morning. And I wasn't going to tell you good morning because I don't think it's good morning yet, because you're probably going to lay there and go back to sleep. It's 5:45. Say what again? Cat said good morning. And I wasn't going to tell you good morning because I don't know if you're going to get up or if you're just going to lay there and go back to sleep. Okay. And if you do get up, will you start some coffee? And thank you, kitties. No, I don't vape. I've tried, it didn't work. My opinion, fuck it. I'm going to die someday. Might as well die happy. That's all right, Cat. It's my own fault for even going live this early in the morning, knowing that she's just in the next room behind me and me talking wakes her up. Last time my kid went to school, she ran off into his bedroom and she slept in his bed while he was gone. It's totally on the other side of the trailer. So she's right next door to the baby. Um, hmm. I call him baby. He's not a baby, people. My baby is getting ready to turn 18 years old. I call him the baby because he is going to be my last child. I am not having no more kids. The only way I would ever have a kid is if you guarantee me 10,000% that it's going to be a little girl. Growing up, I wanted a boy and a girl. That's it. I didn't want a bunch of children. I didn't want 15, 20 kids, 30 wives like Von Hilton. One wife, two kids, and be happy. Because I know I can't afford to have 20 kids. We got ripped off for that water heater. I'm sorry to hear that. There are people out there that does do that. Water heater was $868. Labor was, you didn't put no price there. Or are you waiting for me to guess? Don't even install your water heater through a big box store. Labor 900. Holy smokes. Yeah. I hope they used a jar of Vaseline there for you. 900 for the water tank and you paid 913 for labor. Yeah, I hope they brought their own Vaseline for you, buddy, because they gave it to you hard. My hot water tank, I think, was like four and a quarter, and I think it cost me a whole $50 to have it put in. Thank you, Ronnie Ray. Yeah, exactly. We thought 868, 913 equals labor cost. So, in other words, you're saying they charge you $50 for labor. No. That's what you thought they were going to do. But they charged you $868 for the hot water tank and $913 for the labor to put it in. That's crazy. So that's worse than crazy. That's insane. That is insane, girl. Are you getting up, baby? Oh, there it went. That's what I thought. The lights just came on, so I know you got up. Oh. Yeah. I'd be going back to that store. I really would. Me and that store would be World War III before the day was over. That's another thing about me, people. I'm a picky person. So-called picky. When I go to my Burger King, I order my Whopper a certain way. It better be that way. Or I will be taking it back in. I will literally turn around and take it back to them. And I complain and holler and scream. And I tell them, I will take my business somewhere else. I don't care. It's cheaper for me to go home and cook than it is to eat in a restaurant. Now let me fill you in. When we go to Burger King, we're spending $40, $50. Yeah, I'd be calling them and asking them and talking to the manager about that. I really would. And I'd go right back to the store and find that advertisement and find a worker and say, hey, go get your manager for me. And ask them, hey, is this true? It's true, huh? Well, here's my paperwork that you guys charged me. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's always cheaper to cook at home. It's like some people give me a funny look when I go out to this restaurant that I like. They sell they sell some real good catfish. I like their catfish. Went in there one day and I ordered a catfish sandwich. She charged me, was it like $6.49 for it? Then I got the fries for another $2, $3. So I thought about that. I thought about that. A couple of days later, I went to the same restaurant, same catfish, and I asked them. I was like, "Well, what would you charge me for a piece of catfish without the buns?" I don't eat bread. I'm not allowed the bread. And I talked to him. He says, "Well, I'll sell them to you at $4 a piece, cooked." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I just go in there and order the catfish and go across the street to the dollar store and get a loaf of bread. They're charging me $2.50 for the buns. That's probably costing them a whole 10 cents. Yeah, exactly, pork chop. Well, we all have our differences, pork chop. I don't think I'd poop in the middle of the store because I wouldn't want to be caught like that. But I guarantee you that I would never go to that store again. And all my friends and everybody around that store and that whole community would know about it because I'd post it out on Facebook. I put it out there on that YouTube. See, nowadays we got YouTube, we got everything. StreamYards, TikTok, all that stuff that we can put videos out there. We can tell on these stores and shit what they're doing. Just like me telling Golden Corral that their place in London, Kentucky sucked. Their manager sucked. They were serving cold food. And I told the manager that, and he told me I was crazy. Didn't know what I was talking about. I'm a man that's been cooking for 25 years. What do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? I've cooked in fine restaurants. I've cooked in greasy spoons. I've cooked in fast foods. Well, most of them have. Shade, in my opinion, it's your managers, it's your workers, and it's the food quality. All three count. There are Golden Corral, Richmond, great store, great restaurant, great food, great all Richmond. I'm proud of you, and I will go in your restaurant anytime I am in Richmond and I'm hungry. The Golden Corral in London, I would never ever go there again, and I don't have to worry about it because they locked the doors and closed. Too many people quit going. You cook for the Kentucky State Fair. That's cool, pork chop. Yeah, I like Golden Corral as long as the food's hot and good service. Oh yeah, Golden Corral. You got all different kinds of meals. You can choose what you want for dinner. Yeah, our London just closed down about 6, 7 months ago, maybe a year ago. They said it was the pandemic that closed it, but it wasn't, people. Bad service, bad management. Best catfish around there is in Cracker Barrels. I've never tried their catfish. I'll have to try that one day, and I don't know if there's even one near me. I think there's one up there on 75, way up in Ohio. I remember when I lived in Florida, we used to have to call my aunt like once a month, once every other month, and send her money to ship us Cane's potato chips to Florida because Cane's potato chips wasn't down in Florida. And that's the kind of potato chips we liked. Yes, I did. I do like their meatloaf. That's what I'm saying. I mean, but see, Golden Crow didn't really like me because I wasn't a vegetable man. I wasn't a no fill my plate up with mashed potatoes and gravy man. I wasn't in the grabbing half of a pie or whatever. I was straight meat department. That meatloaf you're talking about, pork chop, I can eat a whole one. Not counting probably 10, 15, 20 pieces of fish, 5 or 6 steaks. Give me about 10 or 12 pieces of that roast right there. I stuck with straight meat department when I eat at places like that. I go there when they're having the shrimp night. I'll eat the shrimp all by itself all night, fill up on it. Usually I'll eat stuff that I don't like. We used to go out a lot to eat for me to get my Brussels sprouts because that's the only way I can get Brussels sprouts. My wife wouldn't eat them. She wouldn't let me cook them in the house. Well, after being with her for over 12 years, I finally conned her into letting me cook them in the house because it was cheaper than going out to eat. She smelled them. She looked at them. I got her to try them. Now, every time I buy them, she has them that night for dinner. So she loves Brussels sprouts. My opinion, her mom and dad didn't know how to cook them. When she ate them, whoever fed them to her did not cook them right, and she didn't like them. And so she always kept saying, I don't like them, I don't like them, I don't like them. She loves them. I got people that say they don't like deer meat. Come over to my house once and try some of my deer meat. It ain't what you're eating, it's the person preparing it. It's the seasonings you're putting on it. Well, I kind of feel sorry for you there, Pete. Meatloaf, if you're going to be starving. A diet, to me, is starving. Yep. It's the cook, not the food. Anybody can throw a hamburger on a fucking grill and let it cook. You got to. A real cook takes pride in what he's cooking. They want to make sure it looks good, it tastes good, and it looks good to your eyes. Come from Clay. Is that the school?
That's why I got it.
Okay, I didn't know if you grabbed it or not. I said I heard it say Clay, so no school.
No school until I did.
Yeah, I knew that. Open my curtain and look out the window. You got 10 feet of snow. It's all the way up the window.
You're lying.
Yeah, baby, I am lying. I'll be lucky if we got anything. Can you even see it yet? Can you see our driveway?
Yeah?
Is there any snow?
No?
No snow at all, people. Weatherman did not tell me the truth last night.
I don't see shit. I seen green grass
She sees the green grass, so nope.
over at Kenny's.
Oh, over at Kenny's?
Our house is green over here too.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see no snow.
No snow.
I don't see snow. So you lied. Bad boy.
That's all up to you, Port Chef.
Here, Daddy.
As long as it's not illegal. I wouldn't want you to get busted with something illegal.
Hi, pretty people. How you doing?
Wife saying good morning to y'all.
Love you guys. I think.
Yeah, it's not illegal unless you get caught. Yeah, it's right, Port Chop.
Don't go do it and you won't get caught.
Wife said don't do it and you don't get caught. So I wonder when is the last time Von Hilton read the Kentucky laws. I really would like to know. When's the last time he read the Kentucky laws?
Hey, don't be playing on my bed.
I'm glad that coffee's almost done. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we don't have no more milk.
No creamer neither.
No.
Honey, why didn't you tell me we were out of creamer?
Because we had milk.
What'd you do with the milk?
Put it in your coffee?
Why didn't you tell me we were out of milk?
I don't know. Remember, I hate coffee shit because it seems like you get mad at me. And that's why I don't tell you.
Well, it don't look like I'm going to enjoy it too much because I'm going to drink it sweet and black. Because I just found out I have no creamer or no milk. You're on earlier than usual today, Larry. I watch you hear from SKF. I don't know what SKF is, so. But hey, yeah, I did get on very early this morning. Yeah, I can't handle it without the sugar and the creaminess. I mean, I will drink it black if I have to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty strong when it's drinking no sugar, no creamer, no nothing. Yep, today's the first of the February. January's already gone already. First month of the year's gone. Yeah, it just probably matters which coffee you're using. Because, I mean, there's certain people that only like certain things. I mean, me, it's Folgers or Maxwell House. I can't drink anything else. I just told you. I would say Folgers or Maxwell House. I prefer more of a Maxwell House. I don't know. It just seems like it's got but I do like Folgers too, so I can't complain. One of them two work. I've tried that McDaniels. My wife made one pot, and I have her gave it to the neighbors because I didn't like it. And it sucked because it was like a $10 can of coffee. I noticed most of the people don't go live until like weekends too, like Solar. It's usually on the weekends when he's live, which I understand. He works, so. Thought me and Solar Marshall was going to go live one time, but we ain't got to it yet. Somebody said I should go live with Von Hilton. Everybody knows he's not going to go live with me. I'll have to remember that, pork chop. But then my Saturday nights are like 50-50. I mean, NASCAR's getting ready to start up, so I mean, sometimes they do run Saturday nights. That's why I originally started my morning shows, is because no one really got on early mornings and did anything. I did see two or three where Von Hilton had morning coffee things, and I wasn't trying to, open a station like that. And that's why we call it Big Larry instead of morning coffee or morning 420, morning painkiller. Sometimes I notice Nick's been live a couple times earlier, 10, 11 o'clock. I think Miss Parker used to do a Sunday morning one. I don't know if she still does. I need to figure out how on YouTube how to find out people that are doing them, because I mean I click that live button, who's live and all that, and I try to watch that and see if I know anybody or if there's anybody interesting to listen to. I mean, I did see a couple of Chinese girls on there. They were talking, but they're talking in Chinese. If I don't understand it, don't know what they're talking about, I'm leaving.
Today the coffee's slow, so you're gonna have to give it a few more minutes.
It's all right. I've been drinking off that Dr. Pepper there. Clear my throat this morning.
Okay. That's not my fault it's burning a little slow.
It's fine, baby. I'm fine.
What are you doing?
Now I forgot what he was even talking about in that video last night. I know he's still saying he's putting us all in jail, and we all know he ain't putting nobody in jail. No. To be honest, let me take that back. I'm sorry. Yes and no. It is legal for medical marijuana in the state of Kentucky. But we just started it on January 1st. So it's still going through all of its processes and figuring out where you can get it, what doctors are prescribing it, and the whole shoot shebando. They have not made it recreational yet. And as soon as my doctor has it cleared with his name, I will be seeing him. Yeah, it's already legal in half the they need to legalize it. They both ways, medical and recreational. To me, it ain't no different than having a drink of beer. And you can just go out and have a beer almost anywhere. Hell, they got bars serving it.
Don't attack my feet, you guys.
That's what I said last week. If our country, the United States of America, would have legalized marijuana 25, 35 years ago, put it just like Marlboro packs their cigarettes in this box, and rolled 20 fat fucking joints up and put it in a box like this and put marijuana right on the package it and sold it, our government would be rich. Our government would have been rich because everybody smokes it. Not everybody. But I will say at least 85% of the United States of America does, or has tried it.
Hey, how you attack my feet?
Yeah, but they're losing money. But see, now this is going to put other people hurting now because now that the state's going to pick it up, the state can sell it now, and you can legally have it. That's going to put all your weed heads, all your weed dealers out of business. So they're going to have two choices: go out of business, or they're going to move to a harder drug to sell. That is what they're wanting me to start right now. They want me to go to the eatables. My wife calls them edibles. I call them eatables. Of course, we both know same thing. I should listen to her. She graduated, so remember I made it sixth grade.
Just because I graduated doesn't mean crap. Just, just because I graduated doesn't mean that I'm smart.
Oh yes, pork chop, definitely. Every penny I can, pork chop.
Doesn't matter if I graduated or not. I
I
still
know,
love you.
baby. I heard you. And like I said, when we do move, I don't know where we're going. No idea.
So, do you want the coffee?
Yeah. If we're gonna stay out in the country, or are we gonna move into a city?
I don't want to live in this.
She don't want to move into a city. I don't want to move into a city, but I might have to move into the city. I have a son who needs to find work. So that means we find a place near town where he can walk to his job, or I'm going to be driving 30, 40 miles a day to take him to work. One way or the other, you know, I'm stuck. I've lived in Arizona once. I don't know if I'd like it. I would love the cactuses though because I think they're cool. Well, that's good sometimes, pork chop, but sometimes it could be bad too. Unless you're retired and you have plenty of money because you got to go get food. That's where I'm spending $20 every time I go to the grocery store. So when I go to the grocery store, we buy three, four, $500 worth of groceries at one time. And I know Canada, they got to do that too. They're buying, they're buying for months at a time because you don't know if you're going to get stranded inside that house or not. Well, I appreciate it, Georgia, but if you're expensive, I can't move there because I live very cheaply, and I live in the mountains myself. Right now, I'm right dead between two mountains. That's where we're having a problem at. I'm too close to the mountain. I have no land. I have no movement. Yeah, I could put him to work on a farm. I could, but him working, I don't know if he can work or not. Oh, I know. If I move to the city, it's the day I will regret it. I don't know if I could really live in the city after being out in the country for over 15 years. I mean, at my other place, we were out in the country too. Our closest neighbor was like a block and a half, 2 blocks down the road. It took the boys 15 minutes to walk down the driveway to catch the school bus. They hated it. I don't want that big of a city. No, he will do certain things. I ask him to do things and he does it. So I got to give him credit there. He's not a Von Hilton. What on? What?
I took the coffee pot and it started just filling the bottom up with coffee. I took the coffee pot off and poured it, and I looked back, and it was all over the. It's all over.
So it wasn't done draining yet.
No,
Okay, honey.
it's still draining.
Let's see if you can slide the pot back up under it or
I
put the
did. I
cup
did.
up under it.
I did. How in the hell did I? Now I can't get
To
on.
me, that's not small.
Now I can't get to my coat.
Right now, our population is 42. My town, the closest town to me, our population is 42. Yeah, and that's where I think he's missing a lot of where he needs help there, 4 acres, is his social skills. I mean, he's been out of school a couple years now, and the only social skills he has been getting for the last couple years is coming off his brother, me, or his mother. I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio, and uh, their population's pretty big. Your town's population is about 42,000. No, 42 people. We ain't 42,000. We're 42 people. 4, 2 with no zeros. That's what I'm trying to say. We live in a tiny little town. And I don't even live in town. I'm out town. In town, there's 3 churches, a private school that's a church, and like I said, it's a private area. We have a car wash, we have a carryout, we have a park, we have a car lot. You just went through town. Everybody knows everybody. I can go to the gas station, sit in there 5 minutes drinking a cup of coffee, and tell you what happened in this town all week long. 90% of them are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. Tell you the truth, I think out of the area, they're probably all related in one family to the other. If it ain't by bloodline, it's by that marriage line. Yeah. Well, once you get on the other side of town, they call that Manchester. Once you hit Route 11 there, that's Manchester. They don't count that as Oneida. Oneida is only right where the town is and on the west side of Oneida. The west side of Oneida is Oneida, but from Oneida, the town, going to the east, to the west, that belongs to Manchester, Kentucky. All them people are registered to Manchester, Kentucky. But everybody on this side of the store is Oneida people. It's weird how they do that, but that's exactly what they did. Now, Toledo, 300,000, maybe bigger people, more than that. You got a north side, a south side, east side, west side. And then you got the surrounding little towns around it. Yeah, our town's very, very small. They got more kids in the private school than Oneida has. Most of the houses in Oneida are owned by that private school. where some of the teachers or some of the people are living in them. Some of them could even be dorms for the kids to live in. I don't know. I don't go up there and knock on the door and say, "Hey, who lives here?" But it has names on the building, so I'm going to say they belong to the school. If it wasn't for that private school right now, and I want to thank them, if it wasn't for that private school, we wouldn't have that Family Dollar there. They donated that land to the Family Dollar to build it there. They donated some land for the Family Dollar can build a Family Dollar there. They give food away all the time, people. They got a big old barn, or it ain't even a barn, it's a metal garage. Yeah, a metal barn, I would call it. I can drive a semi in there, couple semis up in there. But they fill it up, and like once every 2 weeks, they'll be putting food out there saying, "Hey, come and get this. You guys want this? Take it." And they put a little bit of everything out there. A lot of vegetables, milk, different kinds of pops. Not nothing like we like. We Dr. Pepper. They ain't never put Dr. Pepper. They put that Mountain Dew, some kind of Mountain Dew one out there, which I don't drink. But Bond, he might have got all of them. I don't know. Larry, can we see what you look like without a hat? No, I got videos without a hat. My head's probably all messed up this morning. I can imagine what my hair looks like. Maybe once I brush my hair or something. Here, I'll help you. Better? Can you see my face better? I personally don't think there's any too good of ones anywhere. I mean, there's some certain ones that are pretty decent, and then there's a lot of them that ain't decent. I mean, like our Manchester hospital, which is the closest one to me right now. If you need a couple stitches or you're sick or something, yeah, they can take care of you. But if you're a stroke victim, heart victim, major surgery, car wreck, fucking flipping your four wheeler all over you, and you're pretty well bad, yeah, you're life flighted to Lexington. Any major situations, you're life flighted to Lexington. We just had a doctor's office came in 3 years ago, and they've had four doctors in 3 years. So we're waiting to hopefully they get the right doctor there. And I do like that because that doctor's office is only 5 minutes away from me. Well, let's see if I can handle it. Yeah, so your hospital's probably like our Manchester hospital. They can fix scrapes and dents and stuff, but if you're really hurt, you're shipped to a real hospital. Ha ha ha, pork chop. I wouldn't trust him with my dead dog, let alone a live dog or anything else. We already know he starves dogs. We already know he starves kids. We know he locks them up. He likes pulling guns out on his wife. He likes calling his mom a bitch and tell his mom she don't know what she's talking about. He don't know nothing about funerals. But he's a 20-degree black belt.
And one of them's not really true. You're locking the kids up all the time? Not all the time.
Who are you talking about, honey?
Vaughn.
Vaughn? Well, no, not all the time, because they did come over and see Alice sometimes.
I went over there to babysit him when he went to his mom's.
Yeah.
So he didn't do it all the time.
Well, he probably unlocked the doors and let you in for you can watch him while he went over and talked to his mom. Because you were coming over and he knew it. Yeah. It don't matter. Just
I know.
yes, I understand that. My serious illness is Vaughn Pork Chop. I'm telling the truth. Good morning, kitty. She just came on, honey. Wife says good morning, Miss Kitty. Mm. She's throwing you purple hearts this morning, honey.
Okay.
You ain't missed much, kitty. Just me talking about Vaughn a little bit. I did call G-Man out. Told him I'd like to go live with him. If I can set him straight on the frost.
I won't worry about it.
That's if he wants to. I mean, don't have to. You know, there's a couple. I still want to go live with Rev and Shandy, to be honest. They're probably going to throw me off as fast as I got on, but I don't care. So I had something to say. I don't know nothing about the new will besides he got everything, which is good because now Uncle Jim don't have to worry about it. Uncle Jim can go on with his life and not have to worry about make sure the bills are paid, to collect the rent, to take care of this, to take care of that. Uncle Jim can now lay back, relax, and enjoy the rest of his life with no worries about nothing. Me and Ronnie, we ain't worried about nothing. We're happy. We're taken care of. That ain't our property. We didn't want it. We were trying to help it be saved for his kids because that's what his mother wanted at the end. That's what she told me and my wife. My wife just said it. I mean, how the other will came up, don't know, don't really give a shit. He gets everything, let him have everything. That means in 2 more years, he will be homeless, no money, no property, no mommy, no kids, no wife, no nothing. He'll be living under the bridge or in a homeless shelter somewhere.
You'll make him take a bath.
The wife said at least they'll make him take a bath.
Well, I don't know. I never had that problem. I always took a shower.
The lawyers do. I have nothing to do with it, pork chop. The lawyers are doing it. Miss Alice had a damn good lawyer. And I think he knows what he's doing, so he's handling it all now. Him and another lawyer, Mr. White, the lawyer White. The one that Von Hilton cussed at, yelled at, was going to put in jail. He's the one that gave him the will. I think it's all a setup. I really do. Because everybody in this whole damn area knows that Von Hilton will blow that, destroy that, and he is gone. We finally get rid of him. It might take us 2 more years, but he's gone. He just don't understand that. He thinks he hit rich. He hit the poorhouse. Don't know how to work. Don't have no income coming in. And then money's being called for every single month. And guess what? Today is February 1st. All bills are coming in. And that ain't just the Von Hilton. That's to every one of us. Our rent's due, our lights are due, our water's due, our telephone's due, your car payment's due. Need food in the house. Vaughn can't do all that. So once the frost ain't in control, which we're not now, does that mean when he starts starving again, it's our fault again? Oh yeah, I forgot. We still got his daddy's 2 million, huh? I do. Jim's got his mommy's 50 million. Ronnie, I don't know exactly how much you got. I don't think he says you guys got money. I think you guys were the inside man. Your wife taught them kids how to write, I'm hungry in their shit. Yeah, I forgot. You guys didn't steal the money. You guys were the ones that taught the kids how to write and how to spell. Von Hilton didn't teach them how to spell. Marcia did with their shit. That's in Vaughn's eyes, people, not in real life. Because I'm going to tell you, I know Marcia. Marcia's not that way. And Marcia is a clean freak, people, I'm telling you. You go to her, I go to her house anytime, anytime. No, her house is never dirty, ever. And she's got 5 or 6 dogs running around. It's still clean.
I can say this about Martha. She's a clean freak.
Yeah, she's a clean freak.
I know. We lived with her. she's a clean freak. She doesn't do that to
Yeah, I know, baby.
the, the kids didn't get that from her.
I know. That's what Vaughn's telling everything.
Well, that's a completely lie. Because I know Marcia.
Yeah, I know, baby.
I love Marcia. Meadows.
Yeah, that's and I think that's what Vaughn hates the most is that you guys got me involved. You got Ronnie Ray now involved. I mean, me and Ronnie Ray is not telling Uncle Little Jim everything. We tell Uncle Jim what we want him to know. And don't any of you all get out there and start messing with him. Leave him alone. My Uncle Jim is coming up on his 80s. He's had a couple strokes. He needs to relax and enjoy life and never have another worry the rest of his life. Same way I expected Miss Alice to go out. And that's truthful, people. I mean, if we told Uncle Jim some of the things that Mr. Irvy has said about him, Jim literally would load it and go. Seriously, without even thinking about it. He's like that, especially in his age. Yeah, we all know there's something wrong with Vaughn. Well, I still want to talk to Shanny about her still being with Rev after Rev hit her kids. What is she, a nutcase? And I will tell her that. Anybody, I don't give a shit if it's their own mother, hits my kids like that, she gone. There ain't nobody taking my kids, and I don't give a shit. She's got to be. I mean, there's no. I don't care if it. Like I said, if you let my wife go in there and hit my kid in that chest like that. Watch what me and my wife's gonna go through. You ain't gonna hit on my kid. And I don't care if you're his own mother. He's got an ass. You want to whip his ass? Whip his ass. You hitting him in the face or hitting him in the chest or kicking him in the chest or whatever? Hell no. You want to hit Rev? You want to hit something? Come and hit me once. Guess what? I hit back. And as small as you look on this camera, when I've seen you on that TV camera there, I hate to tell you, if I hit you, you're history. Because you look like a sack of bones, boy. You're so small. When I hit you, half of your body is going to fracture. That'd be like you hitting the wall at 35 miles an hour. I'm telling you, I know. This is Big Larry talking. And I'll tell each and every one of you guys on here right now, any of yous beating on your kids. I didn't say whipping their asses, I said beating on them. You got a problem? You can't handle your kid? Send them to me. I'll help you. Don't beat on them. You want to beat on them? Come and beat on me. I can take the beatings. I'm a man, a big man. I know how I was raised and how I should have been raised. And see, that's what makes me a man. is that I'm not living the life that I was raised. I bettered myself. I bettered my world. Sorry, dad and mom, but I don't think your kids should be abused. They should be loved and cared for and taught things. I mean, there's kids nowadays that are 15, 16, 17 years old that don't even know how to cook yet. Von Hilton, that's, my kids know how to cook. They know how to put ingredients together. They know what things taste like. They know how to take out the garbage. They know how to do the laundry too. I mean, we teach our kids things that they're going to need to know once they get out there in their own life. Like Larry now, he's in college. He has to do his own laundry, so it ain't like he's gone 3 months and brings all his dirty laundry home. It don't work that way. He does laundry at the school, so I'm glad we taught him how to do it. Oh, because he was talking about the frost in the video last night, Miss Kitty. Did you see the video from last night? Secular Opinion did. I was just going to kind of let him know, yeah, most of the frost are Christians. Because he says that we're not, or whatever, whatever. And tell you the truth, I personally don't know what religion I am. Do I believe there's a God? Yes. What is the difference between the religions? And that's what I look at right there. What is the difference between our religions? Vaughn, he believes he's got gods. He don't have a God. He's got gods. I believe there is a God. Yeah, he did say Frost. When he says Frost, that is me, Ronnie, and Jim. And that was the other part of the reason I wanted to talk to him, Kitty. He says he's a Christian, or whatever he claims to be. I was kind of going to go asking, what is the difference? What's the difference between a Christian and a Catholic? What's the difference between a Christian and a Mormon? Or as they're now known as the Latter day Saints? Like I said, I don't know much. I still learning. I learn every single day. I was born Catholic. That I do know. And I have been to a Christian. I have been to Holy Rollers. I have went to the Latter day Saints. I did go back to Christian. Vaughn talks about Christianity and his gods wasn't helping him. The God, the Christian God, was not helping him. Does he literally think that the Christian God, I can say, God, I want to win the lottery, and he's going to let you win the lottery? It don't work that way. Vaughn, if it worked that way, every preacher in the world would be rich. Okay. And that's kind of what I was wondering too. Now I know the Catholics, when they walk in, they do that stuff at the doors, that little oil or whatever. Lately, the Christianity, I see, and this is, I don't know, somebody told me that's because I'm thinking of the two different religions because of the Catholic and the Christians. I thought all, all of the religions does what do they call that, sacrament, where some, like, it's a little cup of Kool-Aid and a cracker, or a little cup of Kool-Aid and a piece of bread. It's supposed to be for the blood and the body of Jesus. Sign the cross with the holy water. Okay, that could be what that is, Kitty. Through the Catholic. Now, see, the Christians don't do that. But then I'm also, like I said, what about that bread and water, or the wine and cracker or whatever? You know, I've seen churches do it every Sunday, and I've seen churches only do it once a month. The Latter day Saints, good people, good teachings, good everything. The only thing, is they wanted me to give them 10% of my income, and I can't give. I mean, yeah, I do love God. I do trust God. Don't put me wrong. But I'm not just going to hand God $250 and give it to the church and worry how I'm going to pay my light bill. Yeah, I can ask God. God probably will help me figure out how to get it, but I'm scared to try. Let's put it that way. I'm scared to try because I know that money's in my hand. I'm paying that light bill. I don't want to ask the church for no help. I don't want to ask you guys for help. The only time I would ever ask for help is if I'm fucking dying. You know, the Holy Roller Church, I just found out that that's also a Christian church too. So, I'm glad you said that we all worship in the same God, but just different ways we're, doing it. Do I believe there are more gods out there? I can't say yes, I can't say no, because look at the first commandment. What is our first commandment? At least mine. My first commandment: worship no other God besides me. He literally says there are other gods. But what are them gods? Gods could be the money. A god could be my wife. He didn't say he was a powerful God. He just said gods. Because I'm gonna tell you, money can make the world run. You got enough money, you can do anything you want to do. Ask what's his name, Musk. He's buying everything. So I mean, it matters how everyone looks at it. I mean, my grandmother grew up as a holy roller where they talked in tongues, and that's what I call the holy rollers. And she was, she comes from this area. This is where she was born and raised. Till she was old enough to get married and start having babies. Come on, you guys, don't fall asleep on me. Someone talk to me. Yeah, you did miss some of the Kitty. I got on at 4:20 this morning. I went live at 4:20 this morning. I got up about 3 a.m. Couldn't get back to sleep, so I watched that secular opinion there for a little bit. It went off, and I was like, well, time to go live. 7 o'clock here. Been on 2 hours and 40 minutes. 25 viewers. But there's some of them that gets on like, some of you guys are on the other side of the pond. It's nice to, catch you guys on and checking us all out before you guys start doing your stuff. Yeah, I'm the kind of person, if you say something, I'm going to come back and call you out on it. I mean, I'm not just going to let it go. My wife, she's the opposite. She just let it go. My wife will say she wants no pickles on a burger, and they'll put pickles on it. You know what she does? She takes the pickles off and throws it in the wrapper and throws it away. Me, I take it back to them and tell them to make it again. Totally two different people. Eleven thumbs up, 24 viewers. I lost a viewer somewhere. It turned out real good. Sounds like we're probably even going to have it again tonight. The chili. Yep, she's already got it back in the crock pot. Morning, Vincent. Yep, already back in the crock pot, Kitty. Well, literally, I mean, I think she left it in the crock pot. Our crock pot, like, slides out of the base, and you can just put the lid on it and put it right in the refrigerator, just like that. And then in the morning, she just slides it right back in, plugs it in, turns it on. I heard the frost are off the hook. Yeah, we're always off the hook. Yep, we have nothing to do with it no more. We're completely done with it. The only person that's got anything to do with it now is still me. Because I do live in one of his renting houses that ain't collecting rent. But the other frosts, they're completely out of it. They have nothing to do with it no more. Oh, besides, I think Von Hilton still owes Uncle Jim some money. Because of him being the executive of the state, he has to pay him. Vaughn had to pay the lawyer, too. They don't, Bobcat, because they know they can't win no money. They can't get paid. If you ain't getting paid, you ain't doing it. Von Hilton, nobody does anything for free, buddy. There's no freebies. No freebies, buddy. Nice try. The freebies are at OBI when they're giving food away. The freebies is at the church, Oneida Baptist Church, when they're giving their food away. Oh, they don't think he's nuts. They know he's nuts. I mean, come on, people. He's been here 15, 20 years. He's been to court how many times? He's been to court more than he's lived here. I'd say he's lived here 25 years. Hell, he's went to court 25 times in the last 3 years. Any of you guys that are going over to the Facebook account and coming to see me on Facebook, you guys are welcome there. You're welcome to send me a friend request. Kind of tell me who you are, because if you don't, then I might not accept it. Because I've been getting a lot of, trying to get me to accept them as a friend. And when I go to see who they are, they're just women showing their bodies off. I don't need none of that. I have a woman. If I want to see a woman's body, I'll tell my wife to take her clothes off. I'm an old man. It don't interest me like it used to. I mean, I love her and I love my sex, but when you get old, it ain't like you got to have it every day, every 5 minutes, when I was 20, it's like, fuck, I didn't never want to get out of bed. But a relationship is built more than just on sex. Miss Kitty, she is doing better than he did. She got her driver's license. Hello? What has he did lately? Nothing. She got a driver's license. She's graduated from a college degree. What has he done? Not a damn thing. And he says that all the medicines infected her and all. No. Now she's a big woman. People, hello. I hate to tell all you females, look at your mother. Because that could be pretty close to what you're going to look like when you get older. If your mom's a big girl, you're probably going to be a big girl. If your mama's a little skinny rail, you'll probably stay a skinny rail the rest of your life. When I got with my wife, she was a skinny rail. She could hide behind a telephone pole. But when I looked at her mommy couldn't hide behind no telephone pole. She was formed out fine. Not real heavy, not real skinny, just kind of perfect. And guess what? My wife ended up being that way. Perfect.
No, not perfect.
To me, you are.
Well, that's good, but I'm not perfect.
Well, you think you're too fat now?
No,
Too skinny?
no.
So to me, you're perfect then.
I just don't like to look like my family.
Well, honey, there's nothing you can do about that besides
Uh,
face surgery.
no,
That's the only way you're going to change your looks.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to go to her surgery.
You're fine, baby. I mean, you ain't no ugly duckling and you ain't no beauty queen. I wasn't looking for no ugly ducklings and I wasn't looking for a beauty king queen. I was looking for somebody with a heart and you got that and that's the main thing.
I know I got that. But sometimes some people don't appreciate it.
Well, don't worry about what other people. I appreciate it and your kids appreciate it.
I know.
And that's the only fucking people that count.
I know.
Sorry, people. I'm just having a conversation with the wife. She's beautiful just the way she is. You got that right, kitty. I'm glad she did add weight to herself. I like to see her healthy. I like to see her comfortable and feeling okay. Always, Tom. Always. Family first. Them spasm. I hate them spasms in my legs. They say the roads might be a little icy, so and then growing up, my family was my grandparents and my mother and father, and all of them are already gone. But the day that my son was born, I loved my whole family, but once my son was born, that was my main responsibility right there. No matter if I'm starving, I make sure he's got food in his mouth, a roof over his head, clothing on his back, because I'm the one that put him here. I'm the one that brought him into this world, so I have 18 years to prepare him to become a man. And that's what I did with them all. Yeah, family is definitely first. I don't know. Am I going to be able to make it to 9 o'clock? That's still a couple hours away. That's me getting on early. Says I've been on 3 hours already almost. 2 hours, 53 minutes is what it's saying. So I think I got on like 420, 421, somewhere there. It was somewhere right in there because I know I was looking at 420 and hitting on the painkiller, so I figured I'd get on. It was a perfect time to get on. When I get off here, I might go back over there and watch that solar one again. Or see if there's someone else on, or I might go watch them live deer again. Yeah, it's 2:15 p.m. there. And it's 7:15 p.m. here. 7:15 in the morning. Wednesday morning. Yeah, see, you guys are already in your afternoon time. You guys are already ate lunch and getting ready for dinner, and we're getting ready for breakfast. Yeah, it's just like in the olden days. I couldn't have ever figured out. When grandma always cooked, grandma loved to cook. She was a damn good cook. But, when I was growing up, they never called it lunch. I didn't hear it called lunch till after I got up in my teenagers. But it was always, let me think how she did this: breakfast, dinner, supper, or was it breakfast, supper, then dinner? To me, supper and dinner is the same thing. But that's the way grandma used to call it. And that always confused me, especially when I got older and found out it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But, maybe it's just where you grew up, where you live, what your parents taught you. I mean, up north Toledo, we call pot pot. That's Dr. Pepper is a pot. Down here, they don't call it pot, they call it soda. If I ever moved, I'd like to move somewhere where I can get a lot of seafood. I like seafood. Cheap. Not the real expensive shit. I want, the cheap stuff. I mean, I want the good fish, but I want it to, you know what I mean? I want to get it cheap. I don't want to be paying $20 for one little slab of fish. I mean, I've even told the wife I wouldn't mind, when we're on our trips having stuff like that. I wouldn't mind going up there where they're catching them big old lobsters, where they're catching them big old salmon at, and getting a few. Take a couple $1,000s with you and buy it, ship it back home. Have somebody at home ready to put it in your freezer for you. Yeah. Well, I lived in Florida once, and they used to have a lot of places down there that sold a lot of fish food wise, ocean food. And it was pretty cheap. I mean, that was the cheapest. It cost you more for a hamburger down there than it did a big old bowl of shrimp or lobsters or anything. It was harder to get a steak and a hamburger down there than it was, that. And I think it's probably the same way up in Maine too. Because don't Maine bring in a lot of fish and crab? And I know Canada brings a lot in. But I'd like to, do something like that. Go get a bunch of fish and send it home and have it put in the freezer to when you're ready for it.
Mm,
No,
Daddy,
she has never told me that.
I have to apologize, but there's some snow on the grass.
There is
And,
snow on the grass,
and there's some on the truck,
and there's some on the trucks,
and there's some out back.
and there's some out back. So there's spots. Or
Yes.
is the whole yard in white?
No, the whole yard is
We
not.
got spotted snow, people. The wife says it is spotted snow. Spots here and there.
Do you want some more coffee?
I don't know if he's thinking about when he, yeah, honey. If he was a street preacher, I think he's got his life confused because I think he was a street beggar, not a preacher. The guy that sits at the corner with the can, please give me a quarter. Because he sure don't know how to, I mean, he knows how to run his mouth, but I don't think he knows anything about the Lord. Because he thinks the Lord's supposed to just give him the lottery numbers. The Lord's just supposed to drop everything he's doing to come to his aid. I'm sorry, God don't work that way. If God worked that way, God'd be in big trouble because there's over 200 million people doing it. Probably more than that. I probably didn't even make a dent on the thumb. Probably 200 trillion people asking God to give them the lottery numbers. Hey, see, and that's something cool right there. That would be it right there. You catch the fish and they'll cook it and clean it for you for $5. Oh yeah, you can't complain about that. He might have been Bobcat. I have no idea. I never knew him in his 20s. I didn't meet him until he's mid 40s. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Because I do like to fish. I mean, if I can go fishing, I love to go fishing. I've caught plenty of white bass, plenty of perch, plenty of walleye, plenty of cat. I've caught a few salmon, couple flatjacks, plenty of big mouth bass. Yeah, we used to go fishing in like during white bass season up in Ohio. We go catch 300 of them in 5 hours. Then we literally just take them right on over to the cleaning lady, and they had a machine. They have all 300 of our fish done in about an hour. They clean them, gut them, and get them ready for us to package them in. If we're going to eat them that day, eat them or throw them in your freezers. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to go where they'll gut it, clean it, get it all ready. All I got to do is throw it in a bag and freeze it. Because I got them Ziploc bags at, what do they call seal meals? They say once you seal it, it'll last for up to 2 to 3 years that way. I got a brand new one in there. I told the wife this year, I think during when spring comes, if we can afford it, I want to get a outside griddle. My Uncle Jim has one, but I want to get one myself. I think it'd be nice to have. I got an outside grill, but I want the griddle now for like my fried potatoes and onions. And because when I make that, I want to make lots of it. And now that somebody told me you can freeze potatoes after they're cooked, that they taste okay when they're thawed. So, because I wouldn't want to freeze 20 pounds of potatoes and onions and next month pull out a pack or two and they ain't no good. If they'll last for a couple months to a year, then I want to do that. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too. I've did a lot of catch and release too. It just matters where you're at and what fish you're going for. That 300 fish, that is when the bass are running up the Maumee River, which is up in Toledo, Ohio area. And they're going in there by millions. You can catch them all day long, no problem. But there's only like 1 week of that whole year that they do that. So you got to be prepared that week to be there that week. Do you warm it back up?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, honey. Yeah, exactly. You got to check it all out. Now, state of Kentucky to the state of Ohio, there are a lot of ponds around here that people fish. There are some that probably been here 50, 60 years, might not even have fish in it. Some do. Some people down here make their own ponds, like Miss Alice did, and have fish put in it. Um, they got a river here. They say muskie run in it, but I've went fishing 2 or 3 times, never caught a thing. So me personally, I do miss fishing in Ohio. I have fished at Alice's Lake and caught plenty of cat. I have caught a couple catfish over at the dam, the Kentucky Dam over here. But, besides that, nothing. Yeah, well, that's what these are all called, creeks. Yeah, they don't have bass and all that running through here. I ain't seen no perch up through here, no. Oh, I know. Oh, I've fished for bass a lot. We had a weekend trip, me and my father did, St. John River, Florida. cleaned house. Yeah, I know all about all that, 4 acres. I've been fishing my whole life. I have been fishing my whole life, buddy. I definitely know how to fish.
Mommy said no.
And you're right. It's a lot of people don't know. They don't, have no idea how to catch certain fish.
Mommy gave you some.
Yeah, me too. I grew up around the Maumee River.
Mommy gave you some.
That's just like there was one time
Mommy gave you some.
me and my father was communicating, getting along, and he bragged about living down in Florida for the 30 years and the sharks and everything that he's caught.
No.
And I was like, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And he's like, oh, yeah, hell, I could even outfish you. Wait a minute. You just challenged me a fishing competition in my hometown? My own stomping grounds? I get to pick where we're going fishing? I'll take you on that bet. Dollar per fish. Hell, he bought my lunch and my dinner that day. Mm-hmm. Yep. That was the day that my father ended up buying my lunch and my dinner. I cleaned his clock. I think he caught 3 and I was up into 15 and 16 markers. Oh, yeah. Right now, I can tell you I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 tackle boxes in this house. From hooks bigger than my fingers to things that you need a magnifying glass to see. Same thing with sinkers. I got sinkers that are 2 and 3 ounces all the way down to 1/8 of an ounce. Because you never know what you're going to need. Yeah, we make a lot of sinkers ourselves, but when we get into them split shots, we just buy them. But yeah, we make our 1 ounces and our 3/4 ounces ourselves, half ounces. And hooks, eagle claws. That's all I buy, eagle claws. Yeah, it probably is easy 4 acres, but I got some big fat fingers, so it's kind of hard for me to play with them things. I have problems playing with little things. I need big things to play with. Morning, Jeffrey. Me personally, I don't fish for bluegill. I will help my boys learn how to fish for bluegill. And both of my boys have caught bluegills. Both of my boys have caught catfish. And they both loved it. They both have their own tackle boxes. They both have their own pose. That's another thing. Pose. It matters the pole you got. What kind of pole you got. The poles are made for all different kinds of fishing. The string that you're using on your pole. If you're bluegilling it or, white bassing it, you only need 10 and 15 pound string. You're doing catfishing, you can go up to 20, 25, 30. I've seen people use 50-pound test line when you go for some of the catfish down here in these ponds. What's your questions, Jeffrey? One at a time, though. Don't throw them all out at me at once. Don't throw them all at once, one at a time, and I'll see what I can say. I'm waiting. My granddaughter had a Spider-Man fishing pole, caught most of the fish on it, and someone with $100 pole not catch anything too funny. Yeah, hey, that happens too. I mean, I've seen professionals and an amateur go, and the amateur catches them, and the professional don't. No, I do not know exactly when the properties will be up. I'm going to say probably the end of next year or the end of this year. I'm sorry, this is 2023. The end of this year, I'm going to say the properties are going to start going up. Yes, it is 4 acres. The property I live on does belong to the estate. In other words, it belongs to Von Hilton. So that means he's literally going to have to pay the sheriffs to have me evicted, take me to court, and give me a notice to get out for non payment of rent. And like I said, my kid will be out of high school before it comes down to that far. Because Vaughn's so slow. Hell, I'll probably be still here in Christmas. I'll live here for free until they make me move. Because I'm collecting all the money Von Hilton owes me. I figure he owes me about $3,500 for a computer, and he owes me $1,000 on a bet. So I'm getting my money back. You can get up on the bed. Your sister can't. Yeah, there's no contract between me and him at all. I don't have to give him nothing. Like I said, he's going to have to evict me. He's going to have to go pay the judge and the lawyers and all them and have eviction notices, order me to court and tell me they want me out and give me a certain amount of days to get out. Well, by the time Vaughn gets done doing that, it'll be 2030. Because it'll take him that long to do anything, it seems like. I mean, hell, he's been telling you guys he's putting you guys in prison 15 years ago. You guys are still waiting. He still ain't got the first one yet. He's 15 years behind. So, hell, I don't have to worry. I might not have to pay rent for 20 years. And Alice took care of him all of his life, and now he's going to let me live here for all my life. Yep, yeah, exactly. And take his lawyer and take his money. That's right. It's a silver court. I don't know. He might. Who knows? Well, people, I'm going to get off here a minute. I'm going to throw down breakfast real quick. I might get back on. I don't know. I've been on here 3 hours and 20 minutes, 26 viewers. Big Larry's going to make a bathroom break and get breakfast in him, and I might come back on.
Wait a minute. Daddy,
What?
wait a minute.
I heard you say it. Here, I'll turn it around for you. Way by or whatever.
Bye, guys. I love you. I'll see you later. And no, I wasn't picking my nose.
Was you picking your nose on camera, baby?
No, I was going like this. I was loving it.
Get back on, Larry. Vaughn's boring. Yeah, just give me a few minutes. I mean, it only takes me about 5 or 10 minutes to throw one of these donuts down. I'm sorry, people. I just literally cannot eat in front of your guys' cameras. I'm not like that. So give me a few minutes. Let me get something to eat and go to the bathroom, and I'll be back. Appreciate it. Peace out to all.
And I wasn't picking my nose. I was just rubbing my nose.